This is Jaguar's new XE sedan. It's been redesigned for 2020, and let's take a look through what some of the key changes are. Starting up front, the grille's a little bigger than the outgoing model. The big news here, the Jaguar F-Type inspired headlights, much thinner than the outgoing model, full LED setup. I did keep one of the turn signals on to show you that the J-Blade day runners also double as your turn signals. That's pretty much it as far as highlights go for the front end. A couple of small cosmetic changes, but the big ones are the grille growing in size and these absolutely gorgeous F-Type inspired lights. We have the R-Dynamic with us, and this one has been spec'd with 19-inch wheels, although you can get 18, 19, or 20-inch wheels depending on what you like. Moving around to the rear of the vehicle, it also has F-Type inspired lights, and we can see that fully right there. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the XE, and why not borrow from yourself if you have something good? You get twin tailpipes, which also look very, very sharp. A little bit of a change to the rear end from the outgoing model to this one. One really interesting thing I want to note, we'll get into it more in a couple of minutes, but this is your antenna. Looks like a regular antenna, but if you look carefully, there is a camera there. And we'll get into what that camera does and just how clever and useful and technologically advanced it is. Let's say maybe a minute and a half from now. We'll be right back with an inside look at Jaguar's 2020 redesigned XE sedan. On the inside of the 2020 XE, the steering wheel has been redesigned and inspired by the award-winning I-Pace. I much prefer this design than a bunch of hard touch buttons on the left and the right of the steering wheel. Very well done there. You get these beautiful, beautiful aluminum paddle shifters. Not only is there a little plus sign at the top, but there's a plus sign at the bottom as well. Very sharp. And you get the same minus sign for the downshifting. Large digital dashboard, very sharp. I chose to have the picture of the vehicle in the middle, but you can get all sorts of different options as far as what information you would like to have right in front of you. Dials are large, easy to pull your information from. Let's take a look at the infotainment system because it's one of my favorite parts of the vehicle. This is their Touch Pro Duo. So you got a 10-inch screen up top, you got a 5.5-inch screen at the bottom. And yes, this is from the I-Pace as well. Very, very sharp. So I want to pull it out to get the fan speed. I'll push it in to get my temperature setting, and I'll push it in once more, and that gets me my heated seat. So it's very sharp, very easy to use, very responsive, and I'm a big fan of this top and bottom screen setup. Gone is the rotary dial that collapses in. It's more of a traditional trigger system now. Change your drive modes here as opposed to it being here on the outgoing model, as they're just getting more and more user-friendly with the vehicles. And this is, to me, a perfect setup. And yes, that little thing up there, it's a volume knob. And I like that they gave me a physical volume knob instead of it being all touchscreen. Just that nice balance of new technology and traditional things. So a little while ago, I mentioned that there was a camera on top of the antenna. And this is Jaguar's incredible clear sight technology. So regular rear view mirror, you push it, the little toggle switch away from you, and it turns into a regular rear view mirror. And you can see the headrest and a little small opening at the back. But you pull the toggle switch towards you, and you get such a wide view of everything behind you. You still have to use your backup camera, just have that extra level of safety. Things here are a little bigger than they appear, kind of like you have it on your side mirrors, but it's still a great way to have a full scope of what's going on around you. I really like that. One of my favorite parts of the vehicle. That's going to wrap up the inside. A couple of other quick things. Very nice attention to detail, having the leaper on the headrest stitched in, and as well as the double stitching, very sharp. Seats are extremely comfortable, well bolstered, and I would take this thing across Canada if Jaguar let me. Hint, hint. Anyways, we'll be right back, and let's take a look at what the vehicle is like on the road. On the road with the new 2020 XE, we have the R-Dynamic trim, and that's the 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine, 296 horse and 295 pound-feet of torque. Badging on the back, as you've seen earlier in the video, is P300. There is also a P250 with horsepower in the mid-250s. The ride quality is very smooth, refined, and quiet. The turning, handling, cornering incredibly well. I think this is a massive leap forward, pardon the pun, but not really, for the XE model. It was always good, but I find the 2020 version to have just that little oomph to it, and it's kind of got an exclamation mark on it. Again, not that the previous generations were bad, just I find that the 2021 has that much more going for it. Just want to draw your attention back up to Jaguar's clear sight. So right now I have it so the clear sight is activated. I'm just going to quickly pull the toggle down, and now you can see it's gone dark. Not dark, but dark as in it's just a regular rear view mirror now. I'm going to pull the toggle forward. The camera and the antenna is now activated, and it's a world of difference. Plenty of trunk space. I believe it's 410 liters. So you want to do a road trip with you, your friends, your family, whoever it is. You can put a bunch of stuff in the trunk and still have room for your passengers. I'm really happy with the 2020 XE. The looks are wonderful. The drive quality is tremendous, and very hard to find any flaws in this specific vehicle. With that, we'll wrap it up. If you have any questions on the 2020 XE from Jaguar, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll be back sooner than later with our next review.